Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk, though.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, I'm out.
Hopefully, y'all had a great day
I'm
today.
out. I'm out.
It wouldn't
Welcome
be
to Speak. I'm
allegedly
out.
because he
Welcome to
was
Speak. I'm
charged.
out. Welcome to Speak. I'm out. Welcome to Speak. I'm out.
Boy, those
Welcome to
must be
Speak. I'm
some
out.
good wings.
I'm Who You With Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Kirk, dog. I'm Who You With Kirk, dog. Happy Thursday to everyone. Want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D Live as always in the house, and also Anchor.fm. Want to welcome y'all to the show. Man, this have been a hell of a week. Um, I know last week we did the story on the mass shooting in the U.S., but Texas um, had a mass shooting this week, so we're gonna hit on that. Want y'all to call in and tell us how y'all feel about it, and also um, should Greg Abbott be held accountable for it? I want to know y'all opinion. I know y'all probably already know how I feel, but I want to know y'all opinion about it because not too long ago he signed that law, made it easy to purchase guns. So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get to that, we got a breaking news. My little sister's in the house, and she got a rant. Miss Risky have a rant. So we're gonna let her get a rant, then we're gonna turn around and uh get into these mass shootings that's going on. And we'll talk about that. You can always chat live with us in the chat during a live show. And you can always call in during the live show only. 972-591-3665. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Risky.
No.
Why you looking like silly?
Sealy. These are
No.
not Sealy plaques.
Oh, that's brown. What you sipping on?
What's about to kill me? It's a Japanese beer. Kirin Ichiban.
Okay, Karen Ichiban. Hey, we always looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
Holla at us. Holla
And
at
so,
us.
but
That's
yeah,
all I'm saying. Holla at
got
us.
me tearing up.
Is it like that?
No, I just forgot that I couldn't breathe and swallow at the same time. It's like, where's my
So
life alert?
okay.
But anyway, so how was
Okay.
your day? Because mine was challenging.
My day, my week, um, it been pretty good. I can't complain. Um, I did receive some messages the other day when that shooting happened, and they was like, "I know you going live tonight." Well,
Mhm.
we like to get information,
Yeah,
right information. So
yeah.
then it started storming, and it was jacked up out here. Did you get some of that storm? Well, I
I
know
did.
y'all did.
Yeah, we definitely did. I was just like, and I'm glad it did because I started having that pressure. It's like it needs to rain or do something.
Yeah, I
So
was
it's
like,
like, but it came through like a hurricane. I was like, what's going on?
I, I was like, Lord, forgive me. Whatever I did, forgive me. Yeah, because I know it was gonna be. Once it came through, it was rough.
Yeah,
I said, Lord, I sent my wife a video, and I was like, okay, um, it was bad.
yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know. My week's been okay. It would have been perfect
perfect.
ending, but okay. So I wasn't gonna change phones. I'm a loyal Samsung Android girl. And at work, not working, and I get an email from my work email, and it says, "Hey, because of the Memorial Day weekend, you get up to like half off of a new Samsung phone, and I'm like, do tell. So I went down the rabbit hole, and it was beautiful. I was like, all right, so I'll do a trade in. Got a $750 credit
What?
on a $1,300 phone. So I was like, pay it.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, my phone's 2 years old, but I was still good condition. And but I saw it and it was so beautiful. Look at it, and it's got a little
How many
stylish.
camera? How many cameras is that? 5.
Yeah, or something. One of them's
Uh,
probably something else, but
get
I
all
don't know. Yeah,
get get
it's something.
all type of angles of your feet. If you're just not tuning in, we are live tonight. Miss Risk is doing her rant right now, and then we're gonna get into the story, talking about this mass shooting that happened in Texas, and also some other incidents that happened. So, as soon as
Yeah,
Miss
my
Risky
rant
get
is
finished,
gonna be short and sweet because I've been yelling at both Samsung and FedEx. So Samsung uses FedEx, and
right.
history dictates that you can only get your phone. They'll deliver it by signature only. I told Samsung, release that because I can't guarantee that I'll be home. It needs to just go in my parcel locker. So I get a text saying it was going to be late. So I was like, all right, so I'll be home when it gets here. Get home, there's a sticker on my door. Why is there a sticker on my door? Like no signature. And they were like, well, we made a deal with Samsung, the whole thing. And I was like, well, I'm getting my phone today because I done paid $19 to get it overnight shipping. And I'm getting the phone one way or another. You need to track down the driver so I can intercept him, or he needs to circle back. So, long story short, I ended up confirming the location. I had to go over the mountain and through the woods to go get my phone. And at the same time, I'm driving, because FedEx is pointing fingers at Samsung. So I'm on the phone with Samsung, telling them they owe me $19 and probably gas money for this 30-mile track that I had to go to get my phone. So get my phone, and by the time I got home, they were like, "We'll give you $32." So they gave me
So
$13 in gas money plus my $19 shipping.
that might get you a gallon and a half.
Listen, that well two here because I'm in Louisville, so two and a
Hmm.
half,
Well,
gallons. But it was enough to get me home. I was like, to and from that. That covers it. I'll take it.
I gas is high. I paid 216 the other day, and then I passed by the same place they had it. No, hold on. Let me rephrase that. I paid 416 a gallon. Then I passed by the place today. It was 411. I'm like, if I could have, I would have waited. But so you have your phone.
I have my beautiful phone. It's a nice little green. And of course, before you commit to a phone, you get your little protectors, waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready. So I have a
Ooh,
new phone when I go on my vacation in August. So
well, that's
excited.
cool. That's cool. Um, that's all you have about the rent. You didn't have to.
I
Didn't
mean,
have to.
I don't like. I didn't. Listen. Just speaking to all those people, I almost turned into Billy Joe Bob Earl. Like I got to a point where I was like, I need to speak to somebody American.
Don't you hate that?
And I was like, but I caught myself and I was like, I need to speak to somebody who understands the words coming out of my
Coming
mouth,
out of my mouth.
which is the equivalent to I need to speak to somebody American.
Oh, I used to. Yeah, that it's bad enough you're on hold for a long time.
Actually, I was not on hold a lot.
Oh, they
Now,
done got
when I got the
better.
representative, they would put me on hold BSing, and that pissed me off because again, I got home, I'm hungry, and I'm watching my calories, so I'm 1,550 calories a day.
Mm,
This girl needs to eat, so my
well,
calories are the crackers and the I had the chicken salad, and the cured Ichiban because it's like malt, but it's not heavy.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Makiri Inchabad, hey, holla at us.
Yeah, they're really
We
good,
need
and they
some.
taste better in draft form, but it's still good. It's not too strong.
I'm not a big draft drinker because if I drink beer, it need to be pretty cold.
Oh no, like, well, if you go to the right places, it's cold. Because,
Yeah,
well,
but
the bars
see,
I go to, they make sure, because Billy Joe Bob likes his beer at sub freezing temperatures.
well, it's to start off, but it take me a little bit longer to drink it, and
Um,
by the time I get finished, it get hot, and I don't want it. So
yeah, yeah, you
give
don't
me
want
a
to get
bottle.
to the swill because that's where it is.
Yeah, but you are listening to Speak on It, Kurt Dog. I'm Kurt Dog. Miss Frisket's in the house. She just got finished with her rant. I
Yeah,
I guess she
I'm
was.
transferring my stuff right now.
I guess she was finished with her rant. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm finished with my rant because listen. I need to be in a zen place. I need to be in a zen place right now.
I don't know about tonight. It might be kind of rough.
Well,
So
I can't start out here. I need to ease into the stories, but I
I've been
decompressed
there
on the drive home.
all. I've been there all week long. So
Yeah, the
we
Lord
finna
said, Tanya, come down before you go to jail. Because if I didn't get my phone, I'd probably be on Fox 4 News
not over the
over a
phone.
phone.
Not
But,
not over the phone.
first world problems. I
Okay.
admit it.
Well, this week have been very interesting. Um, hopefully everybody.
Interesting, more like tragic.
Well, yes, and tragic. Votes went on Tuesday all over the U.S. Several places it happened. Hopefully, everyone did get out and vote early. If you didn't vote early, hopefully you got out and voted this past Tuesday. We talk about voting on this platform quite a bit for a reason because a lot of these mass shootings could be avoided. They could be avoided. When you have a, a I can't even call his ass a leader, but you have somebody like Gregg Abbott in charge that is all about the money and sign a bill to make it easy to purchase guns. This is what the results are.
And then they slapped down like the domestic terrorism bill.
They did that today. See,
I
that's
guess
why
I guess they were looking too much like this. They don't want to call them terrorists.
exactly. That's why it's so important that we get out and vote. Because my thing is, I listened to the news conference that Greg Abbott gave, and it was full of lies. Him and Dan Patrick is not on the same page. Dan Patrick said, "Well," and I quote, let me find him. He said, "We spent um, $100 million to keep schools safe. $100 million." Well, then Greg Abbott came back and said we spent $600 million to keep schools safe, to keep school shootings from happening. Well, Greg and Dan, let me explain something to you. If somebody want to get into a place, they can get in. They can get in. Because the thing is, when you have a lot of these old schools that are not updated, that if you go up there and take a butter knife, you probably can get in like that. I don't know. But here it is. They want to blame Democrats. They want to blame Republican. I blame my lawmakers because you cannot come on one page, on one accord, and protect us. You're all about the money. And then after that, a tweet came out that Greg Abbott tweeted, I guess, in 2015, talking about, and let me pull up the tweet because y'all know I don't like to say anything wrong. That's not right. Um, the tweet came out and said, let me find that damn tweet. Oh, um, it's coming out. Um, let's pick up the pace, Texas. This was in 2015. He was encouraging Texas to buy more guns because the state was number 2 in the nation for purchasing guns. For purchasing guns, you telling people let's buy more guns. Well, Gregg Abbott, I want to know, what type of kickback are you getting from these gun owners, from these gun suppliers? You encouraging people to do it. You making laws to make it easy for people to do guns and to purchase gun, and you won't even take the simple step doing a background check. You won't do a simple step making sure this person don't have a mental illness or anything like that. But you prefer that we buy more guns. It sounds like to me, allegedly, you might be getting a kickback.
Well, you did see that they were supposed to go to the NRA conference,
And
and
they
then they were
cannot
like, and
cancel
then
it.
somebody must have told them, that's not a good look right now, because,
Eh, exactly.
but they were
So
all on board.
so when you talk about purchasing guns, putting the kids at risk, putting American at risk, because you wanted to make it easy for people to purchase weapons. Now, this young man that did this killing, he come up 18th birthday, buys 2 assault rifles. 2. Now, and I'm gonna say this. I say all the time, do not let social media, the streets, raise your kids. Because if he purchased 2 assault rifles, where did he keep them at?
Oh, and then his father wasn't allowed to be near weapons, and he was clueless that his son had those weapons, allegedly. Like, how do you not know?
People have this mindset that guns is a cool thing. It's a game.
Or it's your right. Like, we're not in the old West times and on the prairie, like there's like everybody uses the amendment to state that there's it's my constitutional right to have bear arms. Yeah, that was back in the day, and those laws need to be updated. There's no reason, as we said before, there's no reason for someone in the city or even in the country to have an assault rifle, shotgun, rifle, maybe, and a couple of handguns. That's it. You don't need an arsenal to live in a city. Like, we're not at war.
Exactly. Now, I'm gonna say this because I sent the message to you yesterday, and I I don't have the lawmaker name, but oh yes, I do. I take that back. Uh, Randy Fine, lawmaker out of Florida. I guess he tweeted out yesterday talking about, I have news for the embarrassment that claimed to be our president. Try to take our guns and you'll learn why Second Amendment was written in the first place. Soon as I read that, I'm like, that's a threat to the president. His ass need to be removed out of office. He need to be investigated because that right there is a clear threat.
Hmm. I mean, you get picked up by security if you say bomb or threaten the TSA at the
Exactly.
airport.
So, and then for him to be a lawmaker who from time probably be up in Washington, That's why it's so important that we get out and vote. And to be honest, we need new faces in Washington from the top down, because you got to look at it like this. Um, and I heard a doctor saying this about a patient. Said a patient told him she like a young doctor and an old lawyer. A young doctor and an old lawyer. Like a young doctor because medical change. Law pretty much stay the same. But we need to change the laws in America because there's too much going on. You say we all equal, but that's a damn lie. No, we're not. Because if we were, it wouldn't be like pulling teeth trying to get a hate crime for killing black folks, holding the cops accountable for killing black folks. It wouldn't be a problem with that. But we know the history of the police. I know a lot of policemen. A lot of them are great. I have family members, policemen. They great. And if the job was that stressful, we would have more black policemen killing black folks, white folks, all of it. But it seemed like it's only when it happened to black folks. And I'm tired of them trying to justify the action of someone. I seen some BS the other day talking about, oh, he was poor, he was bullying, he would bully at school. That's the reason why he shot at the school. Bullshit.
Right.
That's
I
all
mean,
it
because
is.
if he was
Bullshit.
bullied, why did he go to target elementary school kids? Like they had nothing to do with it. Like, where are you going, sir? These little tooties had nothing to do with you being bullied. And then word
Nothing
on the
at all.
street, his friend was saying, no, that's a lie. He wasn't bullied. He said, and then he did stuff to animals in the park. So he was just a sociopath.
Exactly.
Like,
And
that's all
people
that
need to
is.
start calling it out.
And
Just
he's
like
cute.
anybody that was following this dude and seen the comments he put on there before he did this, because he went on social media and said, I'm gonna shoot my grandmother. Came back and said, I shot my grandmother.
And
Now
still
I'm about to
nothing.
go shoot up an elementary school. And unfortunately, it's some people out there that seen this and laughed about it, thinking it's a joke. Everything in the world is not a joke. You have to take a stand. If you don't take a stand, you part of the problem. And to hear, and this is another thing, the way these policemen lied yesterday. Um, oh, one officer, he didn't wait for backup. He went in right away. Now today, kind of find out it was an hour.
Yeah, there's an hour discrepancy in a lot of things, but I'm still hung up on the fact that he was in an auto accident and that's why the cops were there. They saw that he had these assault rifles. How did he end up from the crash site with these weapons and walk like, because what was it, like a half a mile to the
I
school or
have no
something?
idea.
Because it's a whole hour and then the door to the school just happened to not be locked.
Yeah,
So this
that's
dude went like a half a mile or so on foot. And so where were the two cops that were at the scene of the crash? Like I because at first when I heard it, I thought there was like a shootout or something with the cops. And it turns out nothing happened with the cops. What happened to them? Like I have
either
lots of questions.
either way. Now, um, I don't I say it all the time. I don't care who you vote for, long as you get out and vote. But I know who I'm voting for the governor of Texas, because he took a stand. He called bullshit out when bullshit was being fed to the people, and that's Beto O'Rourke. He, yeah, Roar. He called it out just like it was. For the simple fact, he was up there at the news at the press conference while Greg Abbott was lying through the teeth, and he called them out like he should have, just like all the other ones that was up on stage should have called them out. That's why we need to get rid of Dan Patrick, Ken Patson, and Greg Abbott. Oh, and Sid Miller. He got to go to Board of Education. They all need to go. So that's what we facing come November. We need to get them out of office. Whatever state you're in, if somebody is doing stuff like them, you need to remove them too. Um, Georgia, Georgia is another state. Margaret Green need to go. She need to be removed out of office. So um, So definitely, no matter where you are, you need to get out and vote. And I'm trying to find the brother name. I can't even find it. Marcus Flowers. Marcus Flower. If you're in Georgia, you need to do your homework because I believe it's like 4 or 5 people that is running for Senate in different districts. You need to get out and vote. Get out and vote. Show up like you did for the 2020 election. Show up. A lot of people feel like these local elections are not important. They very important. Every election is important because if it wasn't, they wouldn't be trying to change laws to keep you from voting. They all are important. But I'm gonna play this sound bite from the other day with Beto called them out. Called them out like he said. Hold on. You know my phone. I keep it on silent. Hold on. Let me start it over. Because I want y'all to hear all of this. And also the mayor of Uvana, he need to go too.
Oh, and then let me add something because we keep talking about the Constitution and stuff like that. Thomas Jefferson was one of the presidents who stated that every 19 years, the Constitution needs to be updated because he stated that um, it should not be enforced after 19 years because your one generation of men has the right uh, does not have the right to bind another generation. So
Mm.
all these old school laws needed to be gone. No more lifelong appointments. Every 20 years, we need a new crop of people that represents the new generation.
Because right now we have people that is up there that been there for 30 or 40 years. It's time for them to
Been
go.
up there since Jefferson.
No, hold on real quick. Let me get the sound bite together. Hold on. Uh,
Shooting is right now, and you're doing nothing. No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk to this over. This is totally predictable. Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you're out of line. Please leave this auditorium. I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue. It's on assholes like you. Why don't you get out of here? And what do you say to Texas Governor Greg Abbott who says now is not the time to make this political? Now is the time to stop the next shooting. Right after Santa Fe High School was the time to stop the next shooting. Right after El Paso was the time to stop the next shooting. Right after Midland, Odessa was the time to stop the next shooting. And in each case, we say, this isn't the time. Now is the time, like literally right now. Sit down. You're out of your...
that's the type of leader we need. Somebody who's going to make a change and not talk about it. They would sit up and do press conference after press conference and say, we need to do this, we need to do that.
Prayers to all the
And we need prayers to the family, and then turn around. They go right back in a couple of weeks once it die down.
And the
Once-
loudest one was the mayor.
Oh yeah,
That was the
oh
mayor
yeah,
calling people SOBs and being loud.
exactly. And people, they're pissed now. They should have been pissed because every time I hear about these type of shootings, hear about another black man or a black woman being shot down in the street like a dog or whatever, and nothing is done, we all should be pissed because it could be any one of us. It could be one of our family members. But at the same time, you have dumbass leaders like Greg Abbott uh, and all the other leaders that are doing the same thing like Greg Abbott following Trump. It's time to make a change. It's time to get them out of office and do what's best for the people. So, like you said, Thomas Jefferson knew that law, it should be changed every 19 years.
Yeah, because times
19 years,
change.
because
Everything
time is going to
progresses.
change.
Like those same gun laws from the 1800s don't apply to the now. Like it doesn't.
Exactly.
We are not on the prairie, fighting Native Americans or wild bandits. There's no reason for all this, power. There isn't. It makes no sense. Like, have your guns. Make sure that the right people, like, get your minds checked. Make sure they have systems in place to make sure not every kooky bird can get 15 assault rifles for no reason.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot about it. I feel like this. Okay, we all know it's no way in hell they're going to be able to take everybody's guns. There's no way it's going to happen. So for the ones to keep talking about you take our gun, but we know that's not going to happen. But we can make laws to say you can only have a certain amount of guns.
Exactly. Especially if you're not a collector, you're not in law enforcement, and you're not military. You
I
don't
wouldn't
need all that.
exactly. If
If
you're
they
not a
need to put
gun
stipulations
dealership,
on it, do it. But there's no reason that you need an arsenal in a
exactly,
one-bedroom apartment. There's no reason.
it's going to be hard as hell to use them all.
Like, who are you fighting?
You want that type of gun next war that we have.
And then be at home
More,
talking about they should do this. Well, you got all the weapons. Go on the
well,
front
come
line.
on over there.
Jim Bob, go up there. Do your civic duty. Patriot.
But they'll do like Trump.
Collect.
He got a foot a foot spare.
Spur.
He got a foot spare.
I got
Now-
the glaucomas.
Now, I don't know if y'all seen the interview that Steve Kerr gave, and I didn't know the history until the other night. I was watching the game, and someone said that Steve Kerr's father was killed by gun violence. So here it is. He called them out too. He was the first one I seen called them out before they showed back there. He was giving an interview, and I'm gonna play that interview to what he said. Hold on. Hopefully it works right on time this time. Hold on.
When are we gonna do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm sorry. I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence and school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like.
I think that was well said. I seen someone on social media actually said what needs to happen for the ones that are voting to change the laws. What needs to happen? They need to start approaching them with their phones, recording and calling them out and put it out there. That's why we need to change laws. We need, how Trump said, we need to sweep Washington, but we need to go through and sweep it. We definitely need to sweep. That's about the only damn thing I agree with Trump. Yeah, we need to clean it. We need to clean the swamp in Washington because it's too many people up there that have this old law mentality back in the slave days. They not changing it like they should be, and it's time to make a difference. Because the thing is, at some point, you cannot have 100, 150-year laws. It just don't work. Laws need to change with time. It definitely need to change.
Have
And
to
I'm
represent each generation.
exactly. And this generation that we're in today is completely different. But normally they change the laws based upon what the people of color doing to go against them. To go against them because we don't really see no laws about opioid. They decide to give them counseling, put them in treatment. That's the law Trump signed. Opioid addiction. Let's provide treatment for them. Crack been around for a long time. Y'all don't have no laws for that.
You just get sent to jail if you got it. They catch you with it, and they the ones put it on the streets.
But hold on. But you get somebody get caught up with cocaine, they get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
But
because
you can't make crack
because you
without
can't.
cocaine.
Poor people can't afford cocaine.
You got to have cocaine to make crack. What I've been told.
Well, according to the show I watched, that is
Allegedly.
how you make it.
Yeah, it's a lot of stories on the TV. And I'm sorry. I apologize, Radio Chaos. I've been putting your message out. TCal, I've been putting your message out. And everyone that is listening, please, you can hit us up in the chat. Let us know where you're from. And also, you can call in if you want to talk about this subject. 972 591 3665. 972 591 3665. Please do not block your number. I get a lot of scam likely calls. They done picked up again. Uh, please don't block your number. And I'm guaranteed I won't be calling you back. So just be respectful.
No, and
Excuse
radio, yeah, it is a Samsung 22, Galaxy 22.
See, I miss my Samsung, but that's a whole nother show. But radio said Cruz has reached a new level of stupidity on how he handled this. Harvard must be so proud.
Ever so much.
They embarrassed. They probably sent him a letter saying, allegedly sent him a letter saying, do not say you went to Harvard. We will pull your
They'll
diploma.
never do that.
We'll pull your degree
Because
back.
everybody know where he come from. They just don't have to associate with him. Like
They be
he won't
like,
be invited to some parties, but then again, we don't know how Harvard people are.
be talking about yeah, it's time for us to have a reunion. Y'all make sure y'all don't send Teddy nothing.
Like he on
But
vacation.
yeah, they check his calendar, make sure he's not available. So for he won't be able to make it. But whichever platform you're on, please take the time and like, share, tell a friend. We are live. We are talking about the mass shootings that happened this week. And also last week, Miss Risky, we did a um we did the show about mass shooting. And
It's a running thing with our show. It seems like every week.
and I'm trying to find that. I can't go back and get it. Um the website we used last week to get a lot of information. But so far this year, there have been 27 school shootings this year alone. 27.
27. I thought it was more than that.
What that? What talking about this year? We're just
Yeah,
in
that's what
May.
I'm saying. This year, I thought it was more than that. Hold on, let
Hell, the
me.
way it keep coming up, it's okay. I just found it. So the way it keep coming up is you never know. Well, we're talking about just school shooting.
Oh, I'm just doing math. Okay.
Yeah, just school shooting. Um, Now last week was what? Today's the 26th. So the 19th of last week. Um, since the 19th, last Thursday, there have been a lot.
20.
Uh,
Oh, what? Since last week?
yeah. On the 19th, there was 7 people shot, 2 killed in Chicago, 1 killed, 3 injured in New Orleans, 1 killed, 8 injured in Highland, California, 1 killed, 3 injured in Florida, 4 injured, Tacoma, Washington, and 2 killed, 3 injured in Indiana, 5 injured in South Carolina, 5 injured in Ohio. Then, of course, we know 22. I thought the number was 21, but it actually say 22 was killed and 17 injured. Nah, that's the Uvalde here in Texas. And then 4 was injured in Philadelphia. That's just in a week's time. A
We're
week
not even
time.
at the halfway marker in this year. Like, and then like it's spring break. Can you imagine what's going to happen with all these kooky birds and the kids go to start hanging out in malls? I don't know if they're allowed in malls anymore because I think certain malls they have rules now.
Arlington have curfew for teenagers
Yeah.
in Arlington, Texas. The Parks Mall have curfews. Now we're talking about mass shooting, but then yesterday, the day after, we end up seeing in Richardson, I believe,
Yeah.
the school was on lockdown. Why? Because a pistol was found in a student vehicle. A pistol was found in a student vehicle. Put it on lockdown.
Oh, and then what was that today where the guy shot himself? So
It was either
this is in
Arlington or
Arlington.
Fort Worth.
This one's in Arlington. It happened
Okay.
today. Man walked onto a campus at an Arlington elementary school with a loaded gun in his waistband and was injured when it accidentally went off when he was adjusting his pants. Shot him in the leg, in the foot.
So
He
that tell
was,
me he didn't have a holster.
of course not, because it was in his waistband. It said he was a 55-year-old man named Anthony White. And he was walking in the front to the front office of the Duff Elementary at about 11:45 this morning. And it states that he went to adjust his pants and hit the trigger on the gun tucked in his waistband.
Cuckoo.
And he showed his picture. He looks kooky bird. Hold on, let me show you a picture. Because I sent it to you on the thing.
I didn't get that one.
Yes, you did.
Where we
It
go?
says man's carry gun. It's hold on, let me. Yeah, I sent it to you right there. That's you. This is the story. It has buildings on it, so it doesn't look like it's the story.
Wait a minute, which one of my head was then? I'm sorry.
This one, man carries, and it's just above
And what you
your
sent it on?
sad icon.
Is that on Messenger or?
Facebook Messenger. Yeah. Oops, I
Hmm.
accidentally liked it. My bad. It won't
Okay,
look.
okay, I know what it is. No, this in Pittsburgh. This happened today in Pittsburgh. Oh no, it happened yesterday in Pittsburgh. 4 schools
What?
put on lockdown. It was
Oh,
who?
wait, the one you talking about?
No, this is
This is a
something
dude.
different. Ooh,
Yeah,
damn,
that's the dude. This is Arlington.
damn.
Yeah, he looked rough. Yeah, I couldn't pull it, but yeah, and I just thought that was kind of hilarious because I was like, really? Didn't we just have this situation?
Okay,
Like
and what about the one you sent me yesterday?
yesterday, I don't know. I slept since then.
I know it was about 7:59 last night. The little kid on the in front of the school bus had the gun in his waistband.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a resend it to
Let me
you.
see. You sent it
No,
on.
you sent it to
Oh, this
me.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, the boy caught on video.
show that video because um, and this was on yesterday.
Yeah, and he's flashing, and he pulled it out. Like, why? Like, what's the point, little boy?
Exactly.
Little
First of
serial
all,
killer.
in that video, what gets me, he don't know about guns. He could have blew himself in the head once he looked down the barrel. Or better yet, what if right after a school shooting, what if somebody came up, seen him have that gun, and decided to take him out?
Now you know we get shot if we have a water gun, and this boy is on campus in front of a school bus with children's on board, flashing what looks to be a 45 of some sort.
Look more like a 9, but we'll say a 45.
I don't
I
know
know.
anything about
I
guns.
know. I know.
It's all
But
the same.
either way, where's the boy parents?
They probably the ones taking the video. Show him your gun, boy. I got it for Christmas.
And I'm gonna say this. I don't know if the gun is real or not, but we've seen what happened when one of our uh, young kings have a water gun. A cop can't tell the difference between a water gun and a real gun.
Or a sandwich in some cases.
I
I
guess
mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
that Subway sandwich looked like a big
Mhm.
uh, Uzi or AK-47. I think the cop was hungry, thought it was a box of donuts or something. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Mhm.
So that that's what we have to deal with, which is crazy. I don't I can't even try to explain it. Uh Yesterday morning you sent me a picture with 16 different pictures on it.
Mhm.
Uh where it said gonna just sit there right here. If you don't mind, put it up because I know they can see it on your screen. They can't see it on mine. With all this previous mass shootings. You want me to resend it for it to come up front?
No, I have it. It just wouldn't come up. I'm gonna have to send it a different way. On my,
No,
hold
I
on.
have.
No, I have
Okay,
it. I had to go through my phone because it wouldn't let me pull up your what I sent you.
that's not the one.
That's not the
But
one. Hold on.
no,
Yeah, it wouldn't let me pull it up on the what I sent you. I guess I don't know if somebody took it off.
yeah, probably so because I just
Hold on, let
clicked
me
on
see.
it. It wouldn't come up either. Um, but either way, why are we still talking about mass shootings? Why are they still happening? Why are lawmakers not doing anything? What it's gonna take in order for them to start listening is for the ones that say they vote don't count. Get off your asses and go vote. Get them out of office. Let's change some things. That's how we make a difference in it. Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah,
Um, let me see if I can. I don't know if you
I had to find it on online because
okay. Because the one you
I think
sent
somebody
me,
took it off their page.
yeah, the one you sent me actually had what school, what area was. And it's basically domestic terrorists.
Yeah,
That's all it is. As they decide not to pass the bill for domestic terrorists. A terrorist is a terrorist. You could call it domestic. You could put lipstick on a pig, and guess what? It's still a pig. It doesn't matter. It's still a terrorist. It's a terrorist act. And the only reason why they not passing these bills because they know if they pass the bill to charge the terrorists from January 6th with a terrorist charge, they're gonna have to treat them properly. That's why they don't want to pass that bill. Um, Radio said, "Wonder how many times the great orange clown will stick his foot in his mouth when he talks at the NRA convention tomorrow." Um,
Oh yeah, I forgot he was going to be there.
hmm. Oh, so that's gonna be a COVID outbreak.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
gonna have the. It's gonna be the monkey Rona. He gonna have that mutated from. Because they talking about monkeypox.
Exactly.
The new
Um,
mutated form is gonna be monkey Rona.
yeah, this is man. I don't know about y'all, but this is really um really crazy on this. All the kids that was killed, the teachers that was killed, and our lawmakers, they pointing fingers at everybody. Well, way I see it, it's shame on y'all. It's shame on y'all. This should be the time when we say, you know what, enough is enough. That's why
Yeah, this is all. This is what they doing right now.
exactly. And that's why I support Beto for the simple fact that uh, he called them out. He didn't care because every time a mass shooting happened, Gregg Abbott show up. Oh, we feel sorry for the family and all of this. We're gonna work hard to get all this solved and all of this, and nothing happened. Once the news is gone, he gone. And let me read some of these quotes he said yesterday. T Cal says, just sad. Um, Radio said Abbott still went to his campaign fundraiser hours after shooting on Tuesday. Exactly. Hours. And then came back the next day. You should have said to the hell with that campaign fundraiser. If you really mean you're going to be there for the family, you should have said, hey, I can't make it. If you want your money back, I give it back. If not, support me. Forget it. Um, Salvador Ramos is the guy name. Um, I know Grand Prairie Police, Grand Prairie ISD increased the police presence for the last 2 days of schools. Um, so they making sure they had it on time. I was listening to a news conference yesterday. Sometimes you just got to take notes how you can. Um, he said he signed 17 laws for school safety. 17 laws for school safety. 17 laws, and we're still having school shooting. That tells me you don't know how to make the right laws. Apparently, you're not doing something right. Quote, he said he made 17 laws for school safety. Dan Patrick, we spent $100 million to keep the schools safe. That was a waste of money. You know what would solve a lot of this shooting that can probably prevent some of it? Do what you do in the black neighborhood. Put metal detective in all schools. That would help keep them down. And better yet, instead of putting them in at allowing the person to walk into school, do like they do at the high-end stores. You got to go through a door that lock. Have a metal detector. If it go off, they locked in. Ain't nothing they can do. Call the police. That'll prevent it. You done spent $100 million for school safety. That's $100 million that have been lost. Then they said it's always would be a loophole that someone would find to get into the schools. And Gregg Abbott, quote, and I'm going to say it again, quote this. This man said, according to Gregg Abbott, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. That was out the mouth of Gregg Abbott. So a gun cannot just jump off the converter belt from being made, decide to load itself up, decide to go somewhere in this great country and just start shooting folks. Well, yeah, people do kill people because somebody got to control that gun. But if you educate people, train them the right way to help prevent stuff like this, doing a background check, it will control some of that. And I say control some of it because some of them is going to fall through the loophole. Some of it is not going to be right. People are going to lie. But if you do a detailed background check, it'll make it hard for them to get them. But you signed that bill into law to make it easy for people to get it. That's telling me you're not a good leader. You're not a good leader. You're a liar. You're a thief. We know you're up on the investigation for using COVID fund to build that wall that you had the opportunity of building it before. You've been in office since 2015. Before you, Flip Rick was in office. Republican been running Texas for over 20 years. Until Donald Trump talked about the border. Nothing. And then, now, Miss Risky, I know you very smart, educated. Help me to understand this. First of all, shout out to Gary Chambers. He's running for Senate in Louisiana. I believe it's Senate. He's running for Senate in Louisiana. But his opponent said we need to protect Louisiana border. When I said that, I was like, Jesus walk. What was that song Kanye had?
Was it or something?
We need to protect Louisiana border.
But from what?
First of all, so is somebody walking across the Gulf to get to Louisiana? I'm just wondering.
I mean, I need more information because didn't another state say that they were protecting them? They need to protect themselves from the
Wait a
border.
minute.
Like,
Hold up. Trump said they was protecting the border up in Colorado, I think, when he was in
it was
office.
Colorado or Kansas or somewhere, and I'm like, from what? Like you, and then Oklahoma was joking and said, "Oh, I guess we turned it to Mexico."
So it might
Okay.
be Missouri or somewhere.
It was somewhere above north of us because I thought that was weird and random.
Dumbass leaders. That's all it is. Dumbass leaders. I'm still trying to figure out how you're going to protect the border in Louisiana. I haven't seen not one person come across the border in Louisiana. I'm just putting it out there. Um, Gregg Abbott says since 2019 they have discussed how to address school shooting. Now take it. Dan Patrick said they spent $100 million for school safety. Then they said real facts. There are real gun laws, and this is Gregg Abbott. This is what get me. Now I'm gonna say it in flow for we can understand. He said, "Real facts. There are real gun laws in Chicago, California, and New York. Real gun laws. Okay, there's more shooting in Chicago over a weekend than a school shooting in Texas." I'm quoting what Gregg Abbott said yesterday. I'm going to say it again for the ones in the back in here. Gregg Abbott said, real facts. There are real gun laws in Chicago, California, and New York. There's more shooting in Chicago over a weekend than a school shooting in Texas. Well, Greg, let me help you out. They both are wrong. A shooting is a shooting. That's why we need tougher laws to let people know we ain't going for it. A shooting is a shooting. But if it's a school shooting, a drive-by shooting, a personal shooting, if it wasn't self-defense, it would say shooting. A shooting that never should happen. If you have tougher laws to make it harder for people to get guns, okay. Somebody just yelled down and said, well, they could have stole the gun. You're right. They could have. That should be mandatory death, life. They stole the gun, commit a crime, life. Don't care who you are. Kyle Rittenhouse never should have had that assault rifle. The person that purchased it for him, he get the same crime as Kyle Rittenhouse. Should have got life. Don't matter. If we notice a lot of these kids today, they're getting younger and younger, causing major crimes. Well, instead of considering them as an adult at 18, that's why we need to change it. I think that's what Jefferson said. Need to change it every 19 years.
Every 19 years.
Got to make those
I
adjustments.
give you even 2025, depending on the situation. But every generation needs new laws and regulations.
Exactly. Radio just made a good point. You could drive to Wisconsin, buy a gun, and go back to Chicago. Matter of fact, incident, the school shooting, not the grocery store shooting. I believe that's what, I think he bought it in another, it was some shooting that happened not too long ago. They bought the weapon in a different state and they said it was purchased legally. So why make it easy?
Exactly. I mean, you can't even buy over-the-counter medicine, like the good stuff. Like you have to go
Without
to
a
the pharmacist
prescription.
and you have no, like the cold medicine, the stuff where they make meth out of. But you got to go to the counter and you can only get what, 5 max a month or something. Like they regulate cold medicine better than
But
they
you
do
can't regulate guns.
Like it makes no sense. Allergy meds you can't get over the behind the counter. Yeah, Sudafed.
Sudafed.
Like the good Sudafed.
You got to go to the
Without
pharmacist
showing
and
your
ask for that.
license. Like you got to show your license. You're put in the register. You buy too much. Guess what? You're gonna probably have a knock on the door. What you doing? What you making?
There you go.
Like, I got
Um,
allergies.
well, that was what Greg Abbott said about Chicago, California, and New York about a weekend in Chicago. Um, a week, Chicago over the weekend. Um, I'm sorry. It said it's more shooting in Chicago over a weekend than a school shooting in Texas. Sound like to me he's saying it's okay to shoot up schools as long as we don't have as many as Chicago have
Yeah, as
people
long as
shot
we
over
under
the weekend.
par, we're good.
Yeah. But then he turned around. Now, remember, I told you Dan Patrick said they have used over 100 million for school safety. See, they not on the same page.
Don't they use money from the Texas Lotto for schools? Like, where is that money going? I need to see like the accounting on that. Like, cause we've been playing
Hey,
on Texas Lotto for what, 2 decades, 3 decades
hey,
now? I
hey,
mean,
I don't know. But then Greg Abbott said Texas has spent 600 million for school safety. See, I think what happened, um, allegedly, Dan Patrick was saying exactly how much they use for the school, but allegedly Greg was saying no, he gave the real number and how much allegedly they probably have pocketed. I'm
yeah, you
just
gotta keep
saying.
those mistresses happy.
I'm just saying. That's a $500 million difference between they numbers. I, that's the lieutenant governor and the governor of Texas. They both should know the numbers correctly, but they not on the same page. Something ain't right about that. My sense, how you say your spider senses start
Yes,
going
my
off.
spidey
My
senses.
my senses are going off, and I'm like, something just ain't right. I had to rewind that to make sure I didn't hear it wrong because I'm trying to type as fast as I can while they saying these things. And I said, no, that's what they said. Um, Said it would make it more difficult for a shooter to get into the schools. That's $600 million that you have wasted because it didn't make it difficult. Making it difficult, well, let's put some security up um, where kind of like what I said, you have a door they come through. Through that door, it's a metal detective. That's before they even get through the door, and you have bulletproof glass there where they cannot get in, and somebody got to push the button to let them in. Push the button, let them in. If they pass that test, if they don't pass that test, you call the popos.
But here's the kicker. Like, they just passed the law for, the abortion ban.
Mm,
We ain't got no baby formula, and
mm,
now they're allowing you to shoot them. That's just like abortion with extra steps.
mm,
Like, you done killed these kids for no reason.
mm.
Like, are we protecting the kids or are we not? I'm a little confused. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, you right about that. You could tell a woman what to do with her body, but you can't even keep the kids protected.
Yeah. God forbid you tell the men you can't have too many toys. Put that gun down, Jim Bob. You can't get another one. You already got one. But it's mine. It's my constitutional right.
Mm-hmm. Radio said the next GOP would say students should wear body armor at school. Hell, I think they said that before when the last shooting we had in Texas. That I
But
think they was talking about.
who's gonna foot that bill? Like, we
Well,
can't even get baby formula.
matter of fact, they was talking about body armor for kids and something else a couple of years ago when a shooting happened here. So I'm like, look, we need to change the leaders. We need to change not just in Washington, but our local leaders also.
Yeah, because kids should not have to wear body armor just to get an education. Like, that's backwards. Change the laws.
And And then a story came out today. I believe one of the teacher's husband, or
Uh-huh.
let
Yeah. The
was it the
husband of the
teacher
teacher
husband,
that was killed.
died of a heart attack. He was so upset. Died of a heart attack. And that's painful. Here it is, you with someone, you making plans to be with them for the rest of your life. You get that call that someone is shooting at the school where she work, where your kids go, and kind of find out the parents was playing with the police. Get in there. Video is out of them telling the police to get in there. And I seen
Because it was like, because it's a small town, and they have, I guess, because they're at the border, they use border patrol who are trained in those
they're
situations.
about 50 miles from the border. About 50 miles. Because when I was a broker, transportation broker, we used to send trucks down there to pick up certain produce. So um but either way, it should not happen. I even heard somebody giving a news report yesterday. I think it was the one of the law enforcement. We don't know where he came from, because I guess someone asked the question, did he come from Mexico? We don't know. Stop trying to find excuses and call it just like it is. That's how you do it. You don't try to make excuses for somebody. Wrong is wrong. That's all it is. It's wrong. Um, boy, this is Abbott lied and said there was no warning sign before the shooting happened. When the car accident happened, it was a warning
No,
sign.
before that, because the kid told everybody, and that's what gets me. Like, the kids tell you, they let you know something ain't right.
When he said he was finna shoot his grandmama, and he went and shot her, came back, I shot my grandmother. Now I'm gonna go shoot up an elementary school. But he said it was no warning. Yeah, it was. It was. Um, Suspect posted on social media. I believe Greg said this right. Suspect posted on social media he was gonna shoot his grandmother, and later posted he shot his grandmother, and he was going to an elementary school to shoot it up. He posted assault rifles that he purchased for his birthday. People see the sign, but they don't want to get involved. T Cal said, well, there's always a sign. Yes, it is. This 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 boy did not wake up the other morning and said, you know what? I think I'm gonna shoot my grandmother. I think I'm gonna go shoot up a school. No, it been signs when he killed animals,
Yep.
when he bought the rifles on his 18th birthday and brought them in your house. I'm like, really? I wish it. Mm. If I had a child that, matter of fact, if I had a child that was grown, you're not finna buy no weapons and bring it to my house. And
Especially if I cannot be around weapons because I'm a felon. So you
mm.
just messed up the whole family.
So the yeah, this is jacked up. I I I'm I just don't know what to say. Um, People send me messages the other day like, "Hey, I know you going live today." I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it um, because, well, it was storming that night too. But I was like, wow. Matter of fact, when I first got the first alert on my phone, I was on the phone with my wife, and I think I had to stop by the store to pick up something. And I was like, baby, there been a school shooting down in Uganda, 85 miles west of San Antonio. And she was like, a school shooting? I said, yes. That was hours after it happened when I seen the first one. And I'm like, wow. And then when I made it home, looking at it, I'm like, okay. I was trying to prepare for the show. Uh, but sometimes you just gotta collect your information and do it the right way. Um, as far as I'm concerned, it's time for a change. It's time for a change in our local leaders and also in Washington. It's time to make a difference. It's time for us to say, you know what? We can hear you.
Yeah, I was like, where did that come from?
um, it's time to say, you know what? Let's make a difference. That's why we talk about getting out and voting so much. For the simple fact, voting do work. Voting works. If it didn't work, they wouldn't be trying to change and make it hard for us to vote. So get out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. Matter of fact, encourage your kids. When it's election time, talk to your kids about voting, the importance of voting. Say, I thank God for my late uncle Robert Smith, um, for taking me as a teen at I wasn't even well, yeah, I was a teenager, having me go out and put out flyers for elected officials, telling us the importance of voting. And unfortunately, some of my family members, not all of them, but some of them have lost that part. They don't get out and vote. I'm like, look, if you want changes, you got to speak up. How can you speak up? Get out and vote. Get out and vote. That's the only way you can speak up, because 9 times out of 10, the leaders, they're not going to give you a day or a dollar to even sit down in front of them to express yourself. So the best thing you could do, go to the poll. They can hear you loud and clear. That's how you make a difference. Go to the poll, they will hear you loud and clear, because the thing is, once you get out and let your voice be heard, where they end up being removed out that seat, the person to come behind them, they're gonna be like, whoa, people are woke now. People are paying attention to what we are doing. So what we need to do, we need to change laws to benefit everybody. Don't just talk about it, do it. My wife and I, we vote every election. I don't care. Um, the time before last week, well, yeah, the time before last week when it voted early, it was I think it was one or two things on our ballots. We didn't care. We was going to vote. Either you like it or you don't. It's not hard to vote. Do your homework before you go. Get out and vote. That's how you make a difference. If you want someone to take you serious, get out and vote. Um, Radio says society change, always change. Smoking is a lot more restrict. Oh, yeah, than what it was 30 years ago. Why are guns so different? I remember when I was growing up. Um, I think drinking and smoking age, I believe it was Drinking was 18. Smoking, you used to be able to go to the grocery store and buy a package of cigarette for your parents or whatever.
Yeah, I bought beer and Benson Hedges menthols for my granny
No long,
before the
short.
age of 12.
Are those cool long?
Now Benson Hedges, I don't know what little menthols.
What
Probably
about
why
those
I had a lot
camel?
of like it looked. Well, I was always sickly.
No camel cigarettes with no filters. Uh, I'm telling you, we used to go to the store and do it. Matter of fact, I remember. I guess I about 15 years old. Uh, over there off of Ewan and 35. 7-Eleven right there at excuse me. Used to be a 7-Eleven at Ewan at 35. Um, Me and one of my friends, we was getting ready to walk in, and this guy in his car, he blew the horn. I don't approach cars. I don't know you. We was taught that. So, but my friend, he was like, man, that dude blowing. Shit, I ain't going up to him. I don't know him. My friend went up to him. Yes, sir. Hey, man, can you go in there and give me some cigarettes? Think he gave him $10 or something. He went in, got the cigarette, came back out. Old boy told him keep the change. But I wasn't finna take a chance like that. I don't know that dude, stranger danger.
Hmm.
I wasn't finna do it. So um, times have changed. Time have changed. I agree with you, radio. Time have changed. It's more the laws are more restricted when it come down to buying cigarettes. Now cigarettes cost you what? Over $10 a pack.
Like pretty much, or close to it.
Be
Rather
like
buy a box of wine for $15. That'll last you
some.
a good a minute.
And for people to say they smoke 2 or 3 packets of cigarette, I'm like, where's this gold mine you got?
Listen,
Because
clearly they're not eating. Like, because
something
they're giving up something.
they not doing something. But then I say now I'm about to get off the subject, but I'm gonna say it. It's meant to be said. First of all, you cannot have a habit and you choose your habit over your bills. I don't support your habit. I won't support your habit. Because if you think about all the money that you are wasting on that habit, you could be living good. Off brand cigarettes, I think it's like $10 or something.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
everything's expensive.
shit. Uh-uh. You cut off some of those cigarettes, some of those drinks, you could get whatever you want. That's all I'm saying. Um, but Miss Risky, I don't know. I'm thinking we pretty much got.
Yeah, I think we hit every.
I think we did. I think it was one more. I don't know. I don't know. It might have been. Let me look at this other message because it was one that I was thinking about. Um, that was kind of crazy. Um, and also the cops. Oh, uh, you sent me the thing about President Biden signed an executive order that delivered the most significant police reform in decades. Mm, it will increase accountability. I like to see that. Ban chokehold, restrict no knock entry. Wow, how long have Breonna Taylor been killed? I'm just asking. Um, so yeah, um, this is what I want to leave us with today. Miss Risky, do you have anything before we close out?
No, like I said, follow me on all my forums, RSKEE. You can send me a message at risky@yahoo.com. That's pretty much it.
Okay. I want to play this little clip from you sent it to me about the young lady that played this at the school board meeting.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna play this clip in at the end, but I feel like we as a as people, we need to stand with our futures that are coming up. Um, when that outlet try to say that the guy was bully, um, unfortunately, it's a young man in UK, and some people are gonna say, "Well, UK is not here." Well, it happened all over the world. Young man in UK was bullied to the fact that he was trying to run after they've been discussing with the school about him being bullied. He trying to run from a mob of folks that was attacking him. Jump a fence, finger got caught, broke in two places, end up having to be amputated.
Yeah.
Young kid. Then after he jumped the fence, they stomped him. The day before, the mother went up there and talked with the school. So this is happening everywhere. But you can follow me on all social media. But I'm gonna close out with this speech from this young lady, and this is what we have to look at. And I hope it play right. Let me make sure I got it right before I do it. We have to start grooming our kids to be our next leader. Don't let social media, reality TV, the streets to raise them. We need to do it ourselves. Hold on, see if this gonna do right. Hold on.
My name is Nayar Taminga. I am 13 years old. I've lived in Grand Rapids almost my whole life. I'm going to say it again. I'm 13 years old. All of you are adults. Adults, right? You can drive, you can drink, you can vote. I don't have that. When I asked my mom if I could be dropped off here, her response was, "Is it safe? Is it safe?" You know, we had someone come up here and talk, and don't teach our children to disobey those who are protecting us. I don't see them protecting me. If you want to talk about those protecting me, I look to those who are standing right now because my trust isn't in them. I don't trust any of you. I don't trust any of the police officers because you have shown time and time again that we cannot trust you. I go to City High Middle School, just voted the top high school in the state. You know what they teach us? Teach us to speak up for yourself. We're IB learners, right? We're smart. None of you are smart. None of you can recognize murderers. You can identify that there is a problem, but you cannot fix it. I don't know much about the law. Again, I'm young, but I'm pretty sure an accomplice to a murder should be arrested. And right now, all of you sitting and doing nothing are accomplices to a murder.
Please refrain from the additional commentary. If you could let her finish.
I am sorry. They're fine. I'm still allowing to speak.
Please go ahead.
I am frustrated, and frustrated can't even begin how absolutely terrified I am to live here. I'm expected to raise my kids here. I'm expected to go outside and walk my 5-year-old little brother. God forbid we look too scary. God forbid he accidentally is wearing his hood and we get the police called on us because we are window shopping to go steal later. I don't want to keep coming here. Trust me, this is not how I want to spend my night. I don't want to come here. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to have to beg you to stop killing people. That's not what I want to do. I have friends. I have other things that I could be doing, and I'm sitting in front of a group of adults who think murder is okay. You can't sit here and tell me you don't think murder is okay because you're allowing it to happen. If you want to talk about God, you want to talk about Jesus, I'm a Christian. I don't know what God some of these people believe in, but it sure ain't mine. I have never read in the Bible where he said we should allow the people who are supposed to be protecting us kill us. I'm sorry, maybe I missed that scripture though. I I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Please, please do not make me sit here and scream another name. Do not sit here and make me beg. And God forbid that name is mine. God forbid that name is any of these people. God forbid. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was after a police shooting in Grand Rapids. But she said a lot of things, even though we're talking about the mass shootings. She was referring to the police shooting. But even with that, it's still gun violence. The people that's supposed to protect us is still killing us. Just like our leaders supposed to lead us and make laws that will protect all of us, and they still refuse to do it. So, with that being said, I hope you are registered to vote. I hope that you allow your voice to be heard. Come November, we need everybody to go to the polls, not just the presidential election. We need to vote our local election. That's where our laws are made, from our local election. And we need to take a stand. We need to make sure the leaders that is in office, we're not going to take it no more. We need to send them a message. You need to do something instead of just sitting back and acting like everything is okay. When the cameras are on, you there on the front line, but as soon as the cameras are gone, you're gone. We don't see you again until another one, until you start talking about the border, until you start talking about you have uh, a lot of donors donating money, and in return, you using the COVID relief funds. We need to say enough is enough. We need to say, you know what, Gregg Abbott, it's time for you to go. Dan Patrick, it's time for you to go. Ken Patson, who had been charged and, according to one of the ads, is facing life in prison. It's time for you to go too. We need to make a change, not just locally, but also in Washington. Because if we make a change locally, Washington will start paying attention to what's going on, because we getting out and voting and letting our voice be heard. That's where we make a change. So until next time, you have been listening to Speak on it, Kurt Dog. I'm Kurt Dog. Miss Risky is in the house. So until next time, we love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.